A school district in Mississippi has decided to ban To Kill a Mockingbird from the reading list for its 8th grade students. Now, this isn't the first time To Kill a Mockingbird has received some criticism, backlash, or threats of a ban. However, the reason that school officials have given is fascinating, to say the least. So there have been more than 300 formal complaints against this book, and they've been reported by schools, colleges, and public libraries last year alone. And a lot of it has to do with some of the language that's used, and also a theme that's used in the book. So there's sexual content in it as well. Now, a school administrator, a member of the school board to be specific, said there is some language in the book that makes people uncomfortable. So the N-word does appear in the book nearly 50 other times throughout Mockingbird, almost always in dialogue. The novel won its author a Pulitzer Prize for fiction and made the values of the civil rights movement, particularly a feeling for the god-awful unfairness of segregation, real for millions. And that was written by the Washington Post. And so it's just, go ahead, jump in. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, so look, the real reason that the book is banned in a lot of places is because it makes people in the South uncomfortable. It's about what happened in the 1930s in Alabama. That's where it's set. And it was released in 1960. Let me read you a part of what they explain in the book. So if you read the full context of the book, you'll understand that that it's not like the N-word is used in a positive way. No, it explains why it's so wrong, and that's part of what gets under some people's skin. So in one part of the book, the girl asks her father, what exactly is an N-lover? He says it's hard to explain, and then he goes on to say it's ignorant, trashy people use it when they think somebody's favoring Negroes over and above themselves. It's slipped into usage with some people like ourselves when they want a common ugly term to label somebody. So the book is incredibly clear on what a terrible word it is, and the people that use it are trash. So that gets under some people's skin. And so they're like, oh, what are you saying about Alabama? First of all, it's Alabama from the 1930s. If you're taking it personally, there's some chance there's something wrong with you. Because it should be something you're saying, oh, well, thank God they wrote that book and showed how ugly racism was. And now we in Alabama and other places in the country are beyond it. But obviously we're not, because they're still trying to ban the book in so many different places in the country.
Right, exactly. So the recent example was in Biloxi, Mississippi. That is the school district that is calling for a ban on To Kill a Mockingbird. And when I say ban, it means that it's being taken off of the reading list for the 8th grade class. And look, I think that it's important to read these types of books because not only are they classics, but it reminds you of what the history of the country was. Even though it's a fictional book, it still touches on historical themes in the US. And it shows that, hey, we have progressed somewhat, but more importantly, we have a dark past and we don't want to go back to that dark past. The only way you prevent, the cruel treatment that we experienced in history is to learn history.